You're about to buy a bean-to-cup machine, but before clicking order, wait. There are 5 mistakes I see constantly, and they can cost you hundreds of dollars and condemn you to drink mediocre coffee for years. And the good news here, they are all avoidable. Hi everyone, Colin here, and you're on Cafe Lista, the channel to learn everything about coffee, espresso at home, and fully independent. Today we are going to talk about these 5 classic mistakes people make before investing in a bean-to-cup machine. And believe me, I see messages from disappointing people who could have avoided these traps with just a bit of good information. Stay until the end because the last mistake is probably the one that ruins most of the coffee experiences. First mistake here, and it's probably the most tempting, and I understand, I'll get the cheapest machine on sale. You know, it's gonna have to be a good deal. And yes, I totally understand. When you see a bean-to-cup machine at $300 versus the $400, $500, $700 of something more expensive, well, what do you think? Why pay double? The problem is that with those no-name machines or the ones available on certain e-commerce websites, you're taking a risk. First, the coffee quality might not be as good as a normal machine from a reliable brand. But I'm not just talking here about coffee quality. Here what happens. First, the customer service. If your brew group locks up or is broken after 3 months, good luck finding spare parts. If you go with a De'Longhi, Philips, Jura, Siemens, you have a network of repair centers, you have technicians available, you have parts available. Second problem here is durability. These budget machines often use lower quality plastics, seals that age poorly, grinders that get misaligned quickly. Well, the solution is quite easy. Go for an established brand, even entry level. I think it's a safer investment than a no-name machine at $300. But no, I'm not saying buying a brand doesn't guarantee zero problem. I think those machines can sometimes have issue and needs to be sent back. But here you will have a great coffee from the start, and if an issue comes up, you can get it repaired, usually without your machine becoming a 20 pounds paperweight. The second mistake I see often, I want a big 10-ounce mug, so I just press long coffee on my machine and that's good. Well, I get the idea and it could work like that. So if you like drinking a big coffee mug in the morning while reading newspaper or your emails, nothing wrong with that. I actually make myself a drip coffee in the morning too. But here is the problem. Bean-to-cup machines are designed to make espresso. No, they are short, intense coffee. If you program your machine for 8-10 ounces of water, you are not making automatic filter coffee, you are making an over-extracted, diluted and often bitter espresso. So yes, you can use the machine this way, no problem with that, no functional issues, but it's not ideal. Why? Because after 40-50 milliliters of extraction, the coffee puck is exhausted. The good aromas are already in the cup. Everything that flows after could be mainly water, picking up bitter compounds, unpleasant tannins. If you really love big coffee mug, you have 2 options. Either you can use your machine hot water function and manually dilute your espresso with water. It's called an Americano. If it's a more advanced machine like those 2, you can just press Americano. Everything is made for you. Here we're going to keep a well-balanced espresso and the water will just dilute it. It's not going to change our extraction. Or, and frankly it could be a better option, you can invest in a grinder, a drip coffee maker or French press. Usually it costs less than this kind of machine. For large volume the result will be significantly better. Bean-to-cup machines are great for espresso, cappuccino, sometimes occasional long coffee. But if it's really the main coffee you're drinking every day, I think that's not really ideal. The third mistake, and this one is sneaky. If I get a 1000 model instead of a $400 machine from the same brand, the coffee will definitely be much better. Because in a way, we can think that more expensive machine equals better coffee. Well, yes, but actually no. Here is what actually happens when you move up the range within the same brand. You will gain comfort, usually a color touchscreen instead of basic buttons, more user profiles, more sophisticated automatic milk system, more pre-recorded drinks in the machine, sometimes a better adjustment of the coffee. But does it really change the coffee? Actually, not really. Maybe a little. It will have slight variation between the machines, between the grinder, but what's happening here? The difference in the cup is usually marginal. Why? Because the machine under the same brand use the same extraction group and the same grinder. This is the 2 main parts responsible for the quality of the espresso extraction. Espresso that will make after all the drinks, and there won't be much difference. How do you really change the taste of your coffee? First, the coffee you use. I know it's really basic, but we have the tendency sometimes to forget it. A supermarket coffee roasted 6 months ago versus a freshly roasted specialty coffee is night and day. The grind fineness, even on an entry-level machine, you can adjust the grind correctly. You can make much better espresso. And then a few key settings: water volume, coffee dose, temperature. That's also what transforms your cup. Now, be also careful. There are real differences between brands in terms of extraction quality. A De'Longhi doesn't extract the same as a Jura or as a Philips. But remember this, the price alone doesn't make the magic. The coffee, you put in it even more. And by the way, if you really want to get the most of your bean-to-cup machine, no matter its price, I've prepared a free guide for you. Perfect bean-to-cup settings in 5 easy steps. Inside, I show you exactly what setting to choose to go from a mediocre coffee to a really good espresso. It's free, you can download it in one click. The link is in the description. You can go check it out. Alright, let's continue with the last 2 mistakes. Fourth mistake, I'll fill it with tap water and that's it, that's good, we'll see. Well, yes, technically, you can fill your machine with tap water, no problem. But here's what happens if you don't pay attention to limescale. 2 major problems. First, your machine's longevity. Limescale accumulates in the internal circuits, in the boiler, in the valve, in the thermoblocks. Eventually, it will block everything. I've seen machines dead after 2 years simply because descaling was never done. And of course, the taste in the cup. Water represents 98%, I think, of your coffee. So if your water is too hard, overloaded with minerals, or conversely too soft, it modifies extraction. Your coffee can become flat, metallic, or too acidic. Here, the solution is quite simple. Use a filter water. You have different options here. For those machines, you can use the water filter that comes with the De'Longhi or the Philips. It includes a filtration system in the reservoir. It costs $12, $15 every 2 months, and it extends your machine life by years. And above all, descale regularly. The machine will warn you when it's necessary. Don't wait. Descaling takes 30-45 minutes, costs $5 in product, and prevents $150 repair bill. In fact, good maintenance should be your top priority. And mistake number 5, probably the most important one, believing that because those are automatic machines, there is 0 adjustments and 0 maintenance to make. One can think, I just want to press a button, I don't want to adjust anything, I don't want to clean anything. Well, I understand the desire. The word automatic, as I said, gives the impression that the machine does everything all the time without you having to think about it. And in a way, yes, they are quite fully automatic, but here is the reality. A bean-to-cup automatic machine is simpler than a manual espresso machine, like the one I have behind me, for example. But it's not a capsule machine. There is a minimum of learning and maintenance to do. What you will need to do, you will have to adjust the grind according to your coffee. Ideally, adjust the cup volume according to your coffee dose. Empty the coffee ground beans every 1 or 2 days. Clean the milk carafe after each use. Descale your machine properly every 2 or 3 months. Remove and rinse the brew group once a week. Is it complicated? No. Does it take hours? Absolutely not. We are talking about 10-20 minutes per week for basic maintenance. And a bit of learning about espresso rules. No need to become a barista. But if you don't want to do it, your machine might degrade and your coffee might not be really good. The good news, no need to spend 3 weeks to understand everything. A few basics, a few simple actions, and you will dramatically improve your coffee and your machine longevity. And this is also why I'm here. Leave me questions in the comments if you have any. And by the way, if you enjoyed this video and if you're still with me right now, you can go leave a like down below. You can subscribe. We are a small channel and your support means a lot. Thank you. There you go. We've covered, I think, the 5 most common mistakes before buying a bean-to-cup. Here is a quick recap. Don't just look at the price. A bean-to-cup isn't a drip coffee machine. Price is not everything. Be careful of what type of coffee do you put in your machine. Never neglect water and limescale. And the last one, automatic doesn't mean 0 effort. A minimum of maintenance and adjustments and you will have an exceptional espresso and coffee. Well, thanks for watching this video all the way through. Don't forget to leave a like and to download the free guide in the description. It could really help you to dial in your machine properly. But don't leave yet. If you really enjoyed this video, I'm pretty sure you will love the one that's coming here. As always, I hope you'll have a good day. I'll see you next week on Cafe Lista. Ciao.